Sarva Sindhi 상계 던제기 구성도기 ngo니 구로대연대 베다네 라미샵라 조세대 라미구니 도지고 제시다웨 초미시 삼기미켜윤된데 라미굴라 처세대 라미순이 상배여 가미생기 도단데 모디리도 전제바 라미순라 처세대 라미도니 남간도 데세미도 동배나 난도솔라 레네바 라미도라 처세대 Solo
Kodo kandro mambe kor keke jeso tadro. Jinge lapche sheso se guru pema sinde. Uge yuge nomjang sam pema ge saradong koma. Yasen choge ngondro me pema jume jeso. Kodo kandro mambe kor keke jeso tadro. Jinge lapche sheso se guru pema sinde. Okay, now page 59, the 7 branch practices. Dorje lomben sangen ben de son jolai chancelo. Chosun demben shingjur lai nime yeke chamso che. Ngejuru yeke namdru ben tabe cheba shesosa. Ngudru chuo chebege neje malu shamparage. Chojo korsum dabe che macha chelai jera. Dabe taji drima me zobe jancho semkendo. Deshe jancho semba lai daba sumge ribelo. Tseran rambe gewanam dune jancho chemboro hongo. Now the mandala offering. Saji pechu juche medo dram rirai lingshe nide gembande. Sange shingdo mikde pulwaye. Drogun namdai shinglai che parasho. Idam guru ratna mandala kam niryatayani. Prayers requesting the teachings. Semchen namge sambai dan loye jedra jedawar. Cheshon tunmon tekbaye. Cheke korlo koradosa. Now you can sit and then I invoke the blessings of the lamas and then I do the invocation. So Tembalame Zange Rimboche, Jobalame Damche Rimboche, Jambalame Geden Rimboche, Jamne Kuncho, Sumla Chancelo, Tabke Tuje Chanchan Resu. Shinge Mito Dige Pongjomba Sergel Humbo Tambur Jibeko, Shachake Bo Shamla Chancelo. Palden Sone Chuder Subale, Kenze Ye Karanga Sandru Charweb, Ganchen Kedu Yonke, Sojancho. Tsoke Dorje Drowe Lama Du Lama Dangombo Jetsen Jambe Yang La Chancel Kange Lodre Dimne Gender Nitaranam Daurab Sewe Jinne Dingun Jishin Sikcharanike Tokaralek Bamze Kanda Sidbe Tsenrar Mare Muntum Dunga Gizewe Drotso Kunla Buchik Tarse Yan La Drukcho Yang Denso Druktar Chadron Yen Nilon Leke Chadron Tredzeche Mare Munsal Dungan Yugo Jinne Chedzeradin Tenne Dachin Sacho Tarse Yenten Lezo Gelse Tuwe Ko Chota Chodan Chene Gente Talo Munse Jambe Yang La Rabtu Di Omara Patana Di Omara Patana Omara Patana Di Omara Patana Di Omara Patana Di Omara Omara Bazana de Omara Bazana de Omara Bazana de Zende Kege Kenrayo Zerke Dale de Mumembarasen Kadan Denje Shunlo Tobaye Lodre Bobe Nawa Zendo Sa Chego Gondo Zambo Gombaye Doje Semba Garab Doje Dan Shire Singhe Bardo Jilabde Dharma Dada Desumge Zochen Jube Lama La Sewande Ugen Pema Junela Sewande Unze rizin den dorje zen mawon de she me ba ta ye sha. Tata pechung ge san ro be nge jikre ye shen dorje la se wa de sangye kun nge che me pe ma jo. Shingdir zhu be zin zen long chen je gang ye yang se chin len nor bol. Se wa den son zhen men jing ge lo chok ge la ma nam ge gen sam to wang gur long zen chong men shen den che. Bebe nel jor kun bang zo chen ba sangye do je sham la se wa de o men che ge yen ge pa da na. De som sangye kun ge ngo nidrang sem che go ngon sum ten ze ba za we la me sham la se wa de. Ne lu tong ba ge wa ra jing ge lo nam ka da nyam be sem chen tam che. Nam ken den ge de wa la na ma che pa yang da par zo be jang shu rin bo che jin ne chang to par ja. De ye che do che za mo de ne sul jin do sen de. Ten nyam su len par gi wo nyam ba sam ba ja che wa jang shu sem ge ku long da. Che be go ne sem ba ra jo. So, please bring in mind the precious motivation of the Bodhisattva, thinking that I will bring all motherly sentient beings to the state of perfect and complete Buddhahood by all means. To do so, then I will listen to the profound teachings and bring forth the understanding of the meaning of these profound teachings and thereby engage in my life. The topic of the teaching here is the preliminary practice. We are reading through the commentary by Lama Tharchen Rinpoche. This is the practice on the preliminary practice of the Longchen, the Dudjom Tersar Ngöndro. So now we have come to chapter 3, taking refuge. So the main body of the Ngöndro, the inner Ngöndro, has 7 parts. First, taking refuge. Second, Bodhicitta, developing the mind of awakening. Third, offering the mandala, which accumulates merit and wisdom. Fourth, the meditation and recitation of Vajra Sattva, which purifies obscurations. Fifth, the swift blessing of uniting with the mind of the Guru. Sixth, the transference of consciousness. And seventh, the charity of giving one's body chud, it's practice of chud, and dedication of merit. Why do we go for refuge? We go for refuge in order to escape from the endless cycle of suffering within samsara, just as you did last time when you took refuge. This is how we cut the cycle of suffering in samsara. Totally powerless to shield ourselves from inescapable suffering, we need a protector. We are in great danger and ultimately unable to help ourselves. The danger is our own ignorance, with its inevitable result of suffering. We take refuge in the recognition that wisdom mind is the only refuge that truly exists. So in all this time being in samsara, we have just fallen in the sway or the power of our own afflicted mind, mind that is confused, mind that is afflicted, mind that is overpowered by ignorance. So then, not knowing that, then it has only given rise to causes of suffering which only brought us pain and suffering and torment in samsara. So now when we say we're taking refuge, we're taking refuge in recognition that within one's own innate nature, that is the wisdom nature of our mind. So that can only protect us. So to whom do we go for refuge? So whom do we go for refuge? We go for refuge through the 3 jewels, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. We go for refuge with the right view and motivation. A Buddha is one whose mind is completely purified. A purified mind has no faults. It is stainless, completely omniscient wisdom, displaying only pure qualities. The only protector from samsara is Buddha. So all other worldly beings and so forth, they themselves are trapped within samsara. How can they protect us? Just like a person being carried away by a river. Now if they say, you don't worry, I will help you, they themselves are being washed away by the water or the river. How can they save you? So only Buddha, who is free, who is totally free and liberated from samsara, can protect us. So therefore, when we take refuge in the Buddha, who is completely free from samsara. Then next is the Dharma. Dharma is the method or the way to purify the mind. So Dharma is the teaching of the Buddha. The teachings are classified into many different sections. They're called 84,000 teachings. 84,000 teachings as antidotes to the 84,000 afflictions of sentient beings. But if you kind of condense them, we condense them into the three baskets or the three trainings. The training of discipline, the training of meditative concentration, and the training of higher wisdom or wisdom, like that. So those are the teachings of the Buddha. And that is the method or the way to purify the mind. It is the path. Then the third is the Sangha. Sangha are your spiritual friends on the path who are trying to purify their own minds and who help support your spiritual growth. So Sangha are, now in Sangha we have the general Sangha like the laymen, laywomen Sangha, the monks and the nuns from the Theravadin tradition, the monks and nuns from the Mahayana tradition, the monks and nuns from the Vajrayana tradition, or the Bodhisattvas of the Mahayana traditions, the Vajrayana yogis and yoginis of the Vajrayana path and so forth. They are all Sanghas, they are spiritual friends depending on different levels of their practice, who are trying to purify their own minds, ridding off their affliction, and then bringing forth the advancement and the perfection of their trainings, and traversing the paths and attaining levels of results like that, who help support your spiritual growth. Buddhahood is our point of destination. So when we think of how we are starting, as we say, refuge is the entrance, so Buddhahood is the point of our destination. Dharma is how we get there, and Sangha are the friends traveling with us. This is the right view and motivation with which we go for refuge. So, and also, we go for refuge with renunciation, understanding samsara is the nature of suffering. It only brings pain and sufferings and sorrow like that, and understanding that we want to free from samsara. So with that kind of motivation and view, that's how we go for refuge. Many different Ngöndro practices and teachings exist within the various Buddhist lineages. In Ngöndro, there are two styles of visualization practice taught for the refuge tree, the expanded and the essentialized version. The refuge tree is a gathering assembly of the lamas, very elaborate. In front of us we visualize there are 5-petal lotus, and in the center is the lotus blossom with 1,000 petals. On there is our Lama in the form of Guru Rinpoche, and then in the front petals are the Buddhas of the 3 times. On the right hand side petals are the 8 Bodhisattvas. On the left hand side petals are the 8 Arhats, or like that. And then right in front There are the Dharma protectors and Yidam deities, and above are the lineage lamas and so forth like that, beginning from the primordial Buddha. So it's a very elaborate visualization. It is called the refuge tree visualization. This is the, and then if you want to simplify it, there is also called the essentialized version. The expanded version is very detailed. Briefly, like visualize Lake Dhanakosha in front of you. Lake Dhanakosha is where Guru Rinpoche miraculously emanated from the lotus. So visualize there's this lake in front of us. In the center of the lake sits a wish-fulfilling tree with 5 branches. Guru Rinpoche sits in the center branch. Above his head are the lineage gurus. On the branch to his right are the Buddhas. Behind are the teachings and Dharma texts, the Sangha on the left branch, and the Yidam. So the personal chosen deities are in front. In the space around these 5 branches are the Dakas and Dakinis, male and female awakened beings who move through Dharmata, the space of ultimate truth, and Dharma protectors, beings who have vowed to protect Buddha's teachings. More extensive Ngöndro teachings contain description in even greater detail. So like that. So if you can visualize that, you can do that. So that refuge tree is brought in mind every time we do our Ngöndro practice. In front of the visualization on the refuge tree, then we take refuge, we cultivate Bodhicitta, we make the mandala offerings, and so forth like that. And then during the Vajra Sattva, the refuge tree transforms, or the Guru Rinpoche transforms in the form of Vajra Sattva like that. So this is how we do. And then when we do Guru Yoga, there's a slight difference between the refuge tree according to the refuge versus the Guru Yoga. So in Guru Yoga, as we go along, we'll know that one anyway. Instead of the expanded style, however, this refuge practice uses the essentialized style of visualization. Here, Guru Rinpoche is a wish-fulfilling jewel within which everything is contained. Begin by visualizing your root Guru appearing in the form of Guru Rinpoche in the sky in front of you. He is surrounded by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions and 3 times. He is the essence of the 3 jewels, the 3 roots, and the 3 kayas. The 3 jewels are the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. The 3 roots are the Lama, Yidam, and Dakini, or we say Guru, Deva, Dakini. And the 3 kayas are the Dharma kaya, Sambhoga kaya, and Nirmana kaya, like that. So Guru Rinpoche's body is the Sangha, his speech is the Dharma, his mind is the Buddha. These are the 3 jewels. So within Guru Rinpoche, all 3 jewels, 3 roots, and 3 kayas contain. So Guru Rinpoche's body is the Sangha, speech is the Dharma, and his mind is Buddha. These are the 3 jewels. His body is the Guru, his speech is the Yidam, and his mind is the Dakini. These are the 3 roots. Guru Rinpoche's body is Nirmana Kaya, his speech is Sambhoga Kaya, and his mind is the Dharma Kaya. These are the 3 kayas, like that. So just visualizing Guru Rinpoche in front, essentialize the entire refuge tree, like that. Visualize Guru Rinpoche's body as white with a reddish hue, representing wisdom and skillful means. He sits in the posture of the royal ease. So when we look at Guru Rinpoche, it's just like, his right leg is extended slightly forward like this. So that's called the royal posture, or like that. And his right foot slightly extended, so like that. His right hand holds a vajra, like that, representing indestructible wisdom. in the position called suppressing by splendor. So this is Nangsizelnen, or he has this majestic, splendorous look or expression like that. So this is the posture. His left hand holds a skull cup. His left hand is in the meditative equipoise, a meditative gesture like that, and then holds a skull cup, in which sits a long life vase. If you look in the shrine, that's the long life vase like that. Long life vase, so filled with deathless wisdom nectar, symbolizing the giving of ordinary and supreme siddhis. So from Guru Rinpoche's, that's held in his hand, the skull cup and the long life vase and so forth, symbolizes bestowing ordinary and supreme blessings. The stopper of the long life vase is a wish fulfilling jewel. So the top of the long life vase is a wish fulfilling jewel. He wears 4 layers of clothing. His pure white inner robes represent a secret vajra and an unstained garment. On top of this, he wears a blue long sleeve cloak representing a tantric practitioner's clothing. On top of this, he wears a monk's robes, red with a gold design. So it's called like self design, like self printed design like that. His outer garment is a king's robe. So these are 4 different layers of clothing, dress that Guru Rinpoche wears. He wears a lotus-shaped hat made of fawn skin, topped by a vajra, half vajra, and a vulture feather sticking out like that from the center. And then he holds a trident or katvanga on the crook or the left elbow here, the inside of the elbow like that, left arm. Says he holds a katvanga trident in the crook of his left arm, symbolizing his inseparability from his wisdom consort. Clearly visualize his 3-dimensional pure form made of rainbows and light. So we visualize Guru Rinpoche, but it is not like metal or clay or concrete or flesh and blood kind of form, but it is actually transparent rainbow and light form like that. A wisdom form is a form that appears, yet it is non-substantial like a rainbow. All Buddha feels, the inconceivable phenomena of wisdom, are perfected within his body. Within Guru Rinpoche's form, within Guru Rinpoche's body, all mandalas that we say, mandalas, and the display of all the wisdom manifestations and emanations are perfect. All the mandalas, all the kayas and so forth complete. And his body unobstructedly pervades all Buddha fields. So that's the quintessential way of visualizing Guru Rinpoche. Then visualize yourself. So in front of Guru Rinpoche, then we visualize ourselves who are the practitioners. Then visualize ourselves with your father to your right, your mother to your left, and your enemies in front of you, surrounded by all sentient beings, completely covering the earth. So that. Feel that you lead all sentient beings in taking refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until all beings have attained Buddhahood. So this is the way of how you take refuge. So you visualize your father of this life on your right hand side, your mother on your left, and then your enemies. You place all your enemies, those who cause harm and obstacles and so forth, you place them in front, and all sentient beings behind, and then filling the entire world or entire earth like that. And then with one gesture, then we show deep respect by offering your body, speech and mind to Guru Rinpoche with total conviction. Offer prostrations with your body, recite the refuge prayer with your speech, and generate unshakable faith and devotion with your mind, reciting. Then here in our tradition, or in this Dudjom lineage tradition, when we do the Ngöndro, then we recite the refuge prayers and the Bodhicitta prayers and the prostration. So along with one prostration, we recite the refuge prayers and the Bodhicitta prayers, cultivation of the Bodhisattva vow, we could say. And then every prostration we pull one mala, one bead, like that. So then we are supposed to do 100,000 prostrations. So when we do that, we keep in count like that. So although it has 108, so we count as 100 times, like that. So when you have accumulated, when you have gone around one whole mala, then you would have done 108, or we say 100 prostrations, like that. And along with that, we would have also accumulated 100,000 or 100. When we did 100 prostration, we would have recited 100 refuges and 100 Bodhicitta prayers, like that. So the refuge goes like this: Di zung jang chup ning po mathobar, from this very moment until attaining the heart of enlightenment. I Lama Kunjo Sumla Chap Suchi. I take refuge in the Lama, the embodiment of the three jewels, like that. Although the refuge and Bodhicitta kind of comes separately, but when we are starting to do the accumulation of the Ngöndro, we have to do them together. So anyway, here goes the explanation of prostrations. Prostrations can be performed as you recite the 2 refuge lines. To do a prostration, stand with your feet together. Your feet should not be parted wide, so kind of close, like that. The arms come up from both sides and the hand joined together in the lotus bud mudra of faith and devotion. So not like the clasp like that, or not spread out like this, but like a lotus bud, like this, and at our heart, like that. So this is the gesture of faith and devotion. With this mudra, touch the top of your head, throat, and heart center, like this. Touching these 3 places with the lotus bud mudra purifies the defilements of the 3 doors: body, speech, and mind, like that. And you receive the blessings of the 3 vajras, the enlightened aspects of the of Guru, which is body, speech, and mind, like that. Then touch the 5 points of your body to the ground. So when you go down like this, although here we say 5 points, if you're doing the short one, you'd be doing that. But there is also the long prostration. But anyway, when we are doing prostrations, you touch 5 points. 5 points. The 5 points are the forehead, 2 hands, the palms all down. When you go down, don't make a fist. Your palm is stretched or like this, and not your fingers not parted, they kind of all together like this. And then your 2 knees, so forehead, 2 hands, and 2 knees are the 5 points. Touching these 5 points to the ground can seal the doors for rebirth in samsara. Bend down, touching the hands and knees to the ground, sliding all the way out until you are prone. So then this is once you go down and then you slide all the way. Bringing the hands together overhead like this, while touching the forehead to the ground like this. When you stretch the when you're doing the long prostration, you go like that, and then you put your hands like this, and while you're doing that, your forehead is touching on the floor, on the ground like that. That's the long prostration. Prostrations purify the defilements of the body, tone the muscles, purify the organs, increase lifespan and merit, and subdue pride. Yeah, prostration and homage or rendering homage. This is with respect, with humble due respect, faith and devotion, we offer prostration. Someone who has arrogance would never prostrate, because they think they already have qualities. They have nothing to learn from others, or they don't see any qualities with others, so they don't generate. Devotion never rises in them. Faith never arises in them. So they never bow down to others. So this is a gesture that we are subduing our pride. That. To complete this prostration of the Ngöndro, you must do 100,000 prostrations. Generally, 10% should be added to each accumulation of 100,000 to repair any mistakes. So usually we do 111,000. So for 1,000 it's 10,000. For 10,000 it is 1,000. So it's 1% extra, just in case that somewhere we might have skipped, or the recitations and so forth were kind of broken and so forth like that. So to make up for that, we do 10% like that, or 1% of that one. So altogether it becomes 111,000. So making a total of 110,000 prostrations. Taking refuge is the entrance to the path of Buddhism and is the foundation of all other vows. So as you learned while taking refuge last time, so this is why refuge is the entrance to the Buddha path. Although there are many vows within the Buddhist system, refuge is the first and most fundamental. When you take this vow, you actually begin on the path of Buddha Dharma. The vow has many details, but the main point is to avoid harming all sentient life, sentient beings. Buddhism recognizes that all suffering is caused by hurting others. By giving up a harmful mind and negative actions, the causes of sufferings are removed and pacified. Taking the vow of refuge is infinitely beneficial. Buddha said that any being who even hears the name of the three jewels will gain so much merit that the sky will be too small to contain it. When someone with all their heart truly takes refuge in the triple gems, the merit gained is inconceivably vast and indescribable. Remember last time when we take refuge, I told you a story about the bird perching on the Buddha's shoulder and then remaining there for a while and immediately flying off and then being caught by a hawk or something like that. Because the qualities of the Buddha is inconceivable. Even bodhisattvas of the path, Buddhist bodhisattvas who have attained the path of seeing, the path of all of those higher levels of attainment, it is difficult for them to describe the qualities of the Buddha or to fathom the qualities of the Buddha. So the qualities are inconceivable. So to generate faith and devotion toward Buddha, who has this inconceivable qualities, the benefits are also inconceivable. The results are also inconceivable. So therefore, the merit that we gain by taking refuge in the triple gems is inconceivably vast and indescribable. The essence of the refuge practice is unshakable, unchangeable faith and devotion. The essence of refuge is, we say, renunciation, but renunciation comes from faith and devotion. Believing and trusting that there is a state called Buddhahood. Believing and trusting that Buddha is the person or that being who attained that state. Believing and having faith that if we practice like he did, we can attain that one. So this is the faith and devotion, and this is what we call as the thought of renunciation. So the essence of refuge practice is unshakable, unchangeable faith and devotion. Without this kind of faith and trust, your mind cannot open. Your mind, just like when you have a friendship, more and more you trust, your mind opens. Similarly, like that in the Buddha path too. You have to understand, you have to trust the Buddha, and that way your mind opens. And when you trust, when you have faith and devotion, then your mind becomes open to contain or to receive the blessings. So therefore it is very important that we generate faith and devotion. When your mind opens, it becomes soft and receptive. Buddha's compassion is like a hook which catches the ring of your faith and devotion. So Buddha's compassion is like a hook thrown, and then if you don't have like a ring of faith and devotion, then it's just like a rock, it won't hook. So then you have to have like a ring of faith and devotion, and then it can catch that one. Without faith, there can be no real connection to Buddha, or no real connection to Dharma. Not blind faith, it says, but rather intelligent faith. Faith based on reasoning and understanding the truth. And so it's not blind faith. Free from any doubt or confusion. Because Dharma is pure and faultless, Buddha's mind is like the sun shining on a snow-covered mountain. With devotion, the rays of your faith can melt the snow of the Buddha's nectar of blessings. So, when you shower, when you show the light of your devotion, then that light hits on the snow mountain of the Buddha's blessings, and the nectar descends. So like that. That's the example given here. So with pure faith and devotion, recite the 2 lines of refuge. So when you are doing the refuge recitation and prostration, that is what you need to generate. Not just like you dread to do that or with no inspiration and so forth. Well, when you have faith and devotion, that's when your mind becomes the receptacle or like a vessel to contain the blessings. So that's very, very important. So this comes from the words of experienced and realized masters. So they have experienced that. That's why they tell us these things. During each prostration, recite both the 2 lines of refuge and the 2 lines of Bodhicitta, which follow in the next chapter. So like that. So today we'll stop here at the refuge. If you have a question, you can ask. Nolan, you have to order the book. You haven't ordered this one, yeah? Yeah.
Which book?
The one that I'm reading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can later. I'll give you the.
Okay.
And you can order.
What are the 2 lines refuge?
2-line refuge. Turn your text onto this one. See on page 10. That box is the mind training. On page 10. Page 10.
The blue box?
Blue box, yes. This is the mind training. So you have to remember when we're doing the mind training, contemplating on the difficulty of obtaining fortunate human birth, the impermanence of life, and so on and so forth, like that.
Okay.
That is you do that 3 times. Then after that, on page 11, the first 2 lines, Dudjom Tersar Ngöndro. That's the refuge. From now until attaining the heart of awakening, I take refuge in the Lama, who is the three jewels. That's a refuge. Okay? You got it? On page 11, the first blue box, that's the refuge. The second blue box is the Bodhicitta.
Okay, got it.
So when you're doing the prostration, you recite these 4 lines together. So 1 prostrations, when you've done 1 prostrations, together with that you have done 1 refuge and 1 bodhicitta, yeah?
Got it.
So 10 prostrations, 10 refuges and 10 bodhicitta. And then when you've done 100, you have to have done that much.
So we're supposed to do like 100 prostration?
111,000. 111,000 altogether. So in the course of your practice, you have to do 100. So every day you keep count. So right now you are young, so you should be able to do that. You should dedicate your practice.
So when you're doing them, how many should you do, like
every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're really serious, you can do 3,000 every day. If you're really serious, like if you set aside time, you can do that, because
just depends how much you want to.
Yes. People take a month or 2 months off for doing prostrations. So if you are doing 3,000, then in 30 days you will have done 90,000, like that. So in a week more or so, like that, you would have done 110,000.
Okay.
So you wake up early in the morning, like 5, and do your opening prayers, and then you do about 1,200 prostrations, and then you eat breakfast. Again, you start doing your prostrations. You do about 1,000, like that, and then eat lunch, and then take rest and read books and recite some prayers and those kind. And then you again do about 1,500 prostrations, like that, and then you do your you eat your dinner, and then do your closing prayers and so forth, and go to bed, like that. So you're young, you all should do that. We all have different sense of time. And now when you're young, you have plenty of time to spare. So if you utilize that moment, or you utilize those time in Dharma practice, you can achieve it. And as you grow older, you become more and more busy. Life starts to become busy, and time starts to become constrained. You don't have much time to spare for other things. So therefore it's important to do Ngöndro while you are young. And this is the foundation practice, and it brings confidence in your practice, because otherwise we become just wishy-washy and do one thing, and then you are not satisfied and try to do another thing, and again for a few months or couple of months, like that, you do another one, and again you have that same mentality, you have the same mindset, and you go on looking for another. You're just scampering from one point to another, like that, and you don't achieve anything. But if you kind of settle and then do this, then it brings confidence. You kind of taste your own practice. Then it brings confidence that you gain some kind of insight that this practice is truly benefiting me. Our mind becomes disciplined. Our mind becomes focused. Our mind is endowed with the blessings as we practice in such a way, so that we can taste that. And then our mind becomes stable. And therefore, refuge or preliminary practice, obviously Ngöndro practice, very, very important. Some people think that Ngöndro is just like ABC, like elementary kind of thing, and they think, it's not essential. That's absolutely mistaken. No, if you have, it's remember when we did the first introduction, Lama Tharchan, which mentioned that preliminary practice is like laying the foundation. In order for us to build a tower, then we need to make sure that we are not building on a frozen lake or a frozen, if that's the case, then it will all crumble. So building or doing Ngöndro practice or accumulating all of these and doing our Ngöndro practice is like making a very stable and firm foundation. So on top of that one, all the main practices just gonna fall perfectly. Yes.
For the refuge tree, is that something that how long do we spend thinking about it before we start prostrating?
Oh, you can do it every day. You do it, and then you gradually bring clarity in the visualization. Mm-hmm. Behind those tankas, that's the refuge tree. It's kind of covered. Then one of the big tankas is the refuge tree back there. Right now covered, but anyway, we have pictures. You can visualize that one. So. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so don't waste your time. Any time that you get, utilize that time in doing your Ngöndro practice and accumulating your Ngöndro accumulations. Do that. Okay, so much for this class, and then we will continue in the next class with the Bodhicitta. So we'll do now the dedication. Dedication is on page 62. Sonam de Dhamje Zigbane Tobne Nebe Dranam Pamje Shin Kega Nachi Balong Truba Sidbe Sole Drowa Rasho Jambel Pao Jedara Kembat Kundo Zambo Deyan Dejinte Dedai Kunge Jeso Daglob Gewan Dedan Thamje Rabdongo Desum Shebe Gewan Thamje Ngowa Gang Lai Chong Tu Ngak Pa Den Dagi Gewe Sawa Dukenja Sangbo Jeche Rabdo Ngowa Ragi Jangchu Semcho Rimboch Mage Banam Ke Juruchi Ke Ba Nyamba Me Ba Da Gone Gondu Pewara Sho Jangchu Semdai Midraji Jangchu Chola Shorwa Dan Sangye Namki Yonzon Shi Duke Lenam Pongwara Sho Janchu Semba Namkin Roden Tula Gondro Sho Gombo Yeni Gangongba Semjen Namla Dejuro Sho Semjen Tamjen Dedan Denjuruj Gendro Tamjen Tatu Tombara Sho Janchu Semba Gandak Sarjop Dedan Gunge Melam Drupara Sho Gewa Deye Gewa Sonam Yeshe Tsozo Shin Sonam Yeshe Lejon Tamba Gune Tobara Sho Renchen Getso Deye Roa Gun Tato Dambe Chedan Mirjar Shin Ran Shin Dene Zomba Tarche Chenga Drobe Jiden Zebara Sho Pende Junen Demba Perjuruch Tserai Gundu Chelai Jejuruchi Galkam Gundu Tashui Gejuruch Drogun Chamje Sange Tobjuruchi Lama Gokam Sangwara Sewan Chodu Gutse Ringwara Sewan De Chinle Darshinge Bara Sew Lama dan dewa me bara jinge lo. Kandu kebe gewa tamche du tore yenden dünden topa. Kema tatu che dan che juru che tsushin rube rangwa ye barash. Deryan lama dambai neje chin nendan tsendu che lai che barash. Che do ni ni ningbu dendru de tse de se be chanso gyawarash. Se bara dambe che ra denje chin shenpen rubla chong me barash. Lab chen shenden chore me bai. Tamche chamche sangye to barasho che zul de yang ni de kil korosh. Choke thadru kundu rajuro ten lodre pemo rabdu geje. Sangye tenpa darshin ge barasho lungri tebe mishe driblet. Menga sambe tetson munasho. Gomjo yike nelu jejen se shera sumge nawai ge parasho. Nandra riksum langa che gu ngang kudan ye she re pa jamle be zamsan aljur chembe nyamle. Yerme tuki tigle roche shoy kewa kundu yangda lamad. Dalme chege pella lonje chen sadan lamge yende rabzote. Palden lame gophan yuruto sho. Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi. 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 Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Te Cheng Tsal Benzar Samaya Za Sindhi Pala. Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Te Cheng Tsal Benzar Samaya Za Sindhi Pala. Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Te Cheng Tsal Benzar Samaya Za Sindhi Pala. Okay, so like that. Okay, everyone, stay well, take good care. Okay, see you soon for the next class. Tashi Delek. Alalaho.